Hey everybody, welcome to 2022, the first track feedback of the year on the first day of the year on the first Saturday. Mr. Melvis and me and DJ Waters is out there battling an epic headache. Hey everybody, welcome to turn off that monitor screen. What's happening? So what we're listening to right now first is a new little thing from Pivclit from Growing Out of Minimal that I think he just sketched this morning. And this track feedback might be a little bit different. I'm coming back from a head cold that has been a little bit in my ears. I'm not quite sure if my listening and mix notes are going to be worth much today. So I don't know if we're going to do a long time track feedback. And there's some other stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. But you know what this made me think of is that I usually talk about track feedback like, okay, sound design, song structure, and the mix. We're going to get into the technical part of making tracks. But there's another part of it, which is the community aspect that I really appreciate, which is just playing your music in front of a group of people and hearing their reaction, which is what is so much fun about our crew, is that it's a place where you can come and be like, look, here's a new track. I just want you to hear it. That's it. It's like, I just want you to hear it. And so that, so you can play the track and people are like, wow, you made that. Or they show a reaction, or they tell you, oh my gosh, I want more. Or sometimes people come in and play a track and we all just look at them like, that's done. Oh my God, how did you do that? It's great. I think that's really my favorite part about what track feedback is just a basic, like a hangout thing. It's like showing off like a new skateboard trick or something that you just learned how to do or whatever. Bonjour, DJ Waters, poor baby with the head exploding. So this is a little ambient jam from Pivclit. How was your set last night, Ian? Apparently it was legendary. I didn't do anything. I stayed home last night. My landlord sent a bottle of champagne over, which was cool. I didn't drink it, but and one thing I did do was export one of my tracks that I've been working on. So maybe I'll go into that one. So Piv, this is a cool track. Let's let this sit. And I don't usually start with my own music. Let's let this play through. And we're gonna have our spectrum analyzer. Shepherds. Cool. Yeah, I might be looking fresh now, but I spent a goodly many days in my bed being ill. So we got a bunch of tracks. We got a bunch of tracks. And I don't know if I have it in me to do all of these today. You can hear my voice a little scratchy. And I'm kind of like standing up a little woozy. Ian's on tonight, 10 to 1 on a different style too, yeah. So I'm going to play a couple of things that we got from people who are here right now. Maybe this might be a little bit shorter, but not a big deal. We'll get back to doing another feedback session for everybody else. Let's just jump in and listen to some of the Sheppy Shep. Nice photo for how people feel today. I like that high frequency rattle. The kick drum is nice and round too. It's still buzzy, but it has a nice boom. There we go. Shepard's bringing it in. So you did this for the last 3 days, just sitting there making this track. Nice, more layers, more layers. One more time. What was that transition? Low end sounds a bit muddy, eh? Oh. I like how it cleaned up right there and it got really clicky. Ticka, 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 ticka. Really cool micro rhythms in here. Ticka, 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 ticka. That's good. Oliver, hey. This might be a place to cut out the kick drum and have that mid-range synth be kind of blurble, blurble. And I like there when it gets short, like there's a gate on that mid chunky sound. Chunk, 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 chunk. And right there, that for like four beats, I would completely cut the kick drum. There's this great distortion squish, like the whole track goes and gets like smeared out and smeared. But cut the kick out right there, right? Just for those little four. Cut. 2, 3, 2. Right at 354. Perish. Now we got like the Killer Bees synth. The backspin. I don't know if I like that actually. It sounds okay, but it's such a very, like, it doesn't sound bad, but that's like a very DJ specific action. That's like something somebody does. And if you're the kind of DJ who never does backspins and you don't want that, like in the track, it's almost like a cheesy thing. Like, I don't know, maybe, I mean, it sounds okay though, but I really like the way the breaks were squished and distorted right in here. It's like, we're just listening to the music and it goes thin, it goes like it gets cut to like mid-range only and more distorted, and then the beat comes back in. That's a really cool kind of transition sound because it's unique and not predictable or anything. This one, could you just distort that the same way as the other ones? So it's like flattened and like, I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Ian, good note. There's some space to do a little EQing in the mid-range, 2K, 3K, 5K. Gonna have to lose this sweater, I think. And the rumbly in. I like the kick drum a lot in this one. It's nice and round. It It's got its own feel, like the kick is like boom, and then there's the grating. So cool, Shepherd's, man, good track for 8 hours ago. So I guess the backspin thing, maybe distort that or change that sound a little bit. And that one place at 353, cut out the 4 kick drums in that empty spot. These are minor details. And then keep going, because whatever you do, we know it's working. Now, as for Mr. Melvis, let's see about this F minor. Drums sound really nice and big in this one. Wow, that lead came in really loud over here, like very much in front. Wait, is this the wrong track? Ignore the link, wrong post. I'm not sure if I'm playing the right track for you or not. I would get that acoustic guitar up a little bit louder and that lead melody down a little bit. Good space. You could mute the acoustic guitar when the piano is in. I think about this as a drum kit and bass line foundation with a bunch of different people on top. Yeah, that violin can come down a little bit. It's super loud. I like it that the mix exploded when the instruments came in on top. It was very like wide and like, whoa. But that one sound is a little too loud and kind of off to the side. Nice melody, nice chords. Progression's great. Bass line could be a little louder. Well, I guess the bass line's okay. The acoustic guitar really feels in the center and a little bit too quiet. This might be a good place to put it off to the side, and just by panning it out of the center, it would feel a little bit louder. Yeah, now right here is like a good place to have the acoustic guitar dominant and prominent. That's a little mid-range boost on the mix to bring out the guitar. I think you could cut the guitar out so it's not strumming the whole entire time, especially when the piano comes in. Guitar and violin is great together. Now, cut the guitar and just let the piano be like the whole, piano, bass, and drums. Yeah, man, that's like a beautiful piece of music. And again, you should be working with a singer, man. This just sounds like something I hear on the alt radio station YEP over here. Like a band with, 3 people up front, the singer. And the ending. Seriously, your tracks have this feel like there is space for a vocalist. So maybe, I don't know if you're interested in that, but that's something that could work. Basically, I would mute the acoustic guitar in the piano section, and when it's by itself, make it a little bit bigger, a little bit louder, and then take the violin lead lower a little bit. Oliver, yeah, acoustic is a bit too peaky, like up high, and too low in the mid-range. Yeah, acoustic guitar is an interesting sound to work with because it is a very wide range. Up in that peaky top end is where you get all the strumming notes, like to get the sound of the strings, and then the body of it can have this real hollow, like 250 hertz, like whoa, 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 whoa. But since you have a bass guitar in the track, we don't need the low end of the acoustic guitar. Not bad mix presentation. Let's see who is he. OSP. Do you want to run through System Springer, Oliver, or what should we? Or Heimker. Oh, who's this guy? DJ Waters. I'm going to go with this one because it's newer. Put it over here. Boink. And see what we got. Yeah, Mr. Melvis, bring that one back. That's pretty damn close to done. And seriously, think about some lyrics and vocals on there because that could take your tracks to another whole dimension. Also, bring them to another whole audience. Ow, yes. Get that mixed down a little bit. And if you missed the very beginning, this track feedback, I just realized this morning as I was getting ready to press play that, the biggest thing for me about track feedback is having a new piece of music, sharing it with your friends, and just showing it to them and be like, I'm so happy I just made this track. And then seeing their reactions and then having people be like, yeah, that's cool. Then we get into the details of like the sound design and the mixing and everything. And I love the technical stuff and I love helping and, making little recipes. But just the basic thing of having a community of people who's waiting to hear your music where you can share it is great. I gotta stop talking now. So thanks for being here. Yeah, man. That mid-range synth really got my attention. I like that sub bump in there too. Yeah, super groovy. That kick drum has a little high end on it, a little crispy. Oh shit, this is 9 minutes. That is a good groove. What is this tempo? This feels like 118 or something. A little slower than 120. And the mix is beautiful, man. Shit. Ooh, harmonic change. This part is cool. That almost sounded like Baroque sacred music or something with some distortion. 120, great. Man, super deep. I'm totally in it. Nice melody. It's like the song had to take this long to develop. Man, this is a total harmonic journey. Like went up, now we're kind of flat, ramp down again. Yeah, I was thinking that too. That lead synth right now could be a little louder. The one that's kind of reedy, like a digital oboe kind of thing. Alright, now we're like back to the opening part. Epic. This is like a Laurent Garnier track or something. Just put it on, you're gonna be in it. Oh, you guys hear some vocals on there? Maybe? Maybe, could be. Okay, now this last part. I'm curious what the ending is. Yeah, this stuff is cool. That last section of beats, you could maybe lose like 16 bars of beats out of there if you wanted to make it shorter, but it doesn't really matter. It's like dropping. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna listen to this whole thing. I love people tweaking effects. Is that like 3 layers of sounds? That's good sound. What is that sound? Amazing. All right, let's go back. I want to check out these chords in the breakdown here because it came from, what's the question? I'm feeling like, all right, so how did you introduce something that was going to end up at this pretty developed harmonic thing? Where's the first moment that I noticed it was changing into a harmonic world? I think I made a comment. So my first feeling, that was like the first place I got like the harmonic center of the track. And then now we get some kind of arpeggiator stuff coming in. This section is interesting because it transforms from that basic single groove or single harmony groove into a chord progression. Oh, that was rain in the car. Wow. That was great. Total build-up. And like I always say, make a transition, make a build-up out of sounds that you have in the track already and just tweak them to their extreme at one moment, like stretch and then pull it back together. And then it gets all melodic with that chord progression. Cool, man. Good track. I don't have any mix notes for you. I think maybe you could cut out some of the beats at the end. And everything else was pretty interesting. Oliver, hard to give this guy feedback because there's not a lot of problems in the track. I definitely dig it. But I can feel, I'm not sure if my mid-range consciousness is really in place. So help me out if you're hearing something that I'm not hearing in the mids. Let him know. Who else is here? I might just play tracks from people who are here and keep it short because, yeah, y'all ready for some DJ Waters? I'm not ready for DJ Waters. I want to play my track next because it's in roughly the same tempo. And then we'll go to DJ Waters. So this is the one you've heard it. I've been working on it. Last mix was about 8 minutes long where I did a kind of a live dub and just played around with sections. So I went back and just cut out the extras, compacted to be shorter, added a couple of risers, and this is where it is right now. Kind of get to the point right there. I cut out like a minute right before this part. So it's like a bassline beat and a little lip melody thing. put that little bell in there. Shepherds, thank you. So what I did right there was to make a transition, I took the scratchy breakbeat and I just put it up into the delay at a moment in the track when it would create this big washy kind of a peak. That's what we just heard. And then when you have a sweep or an effect, use that as a space to bring in a new sound layer. So here comes the new bass line. Yeah, crickets. Oh, Ian, so this bass line sound with a filter on it. 1 minute, bring it up more. Huh, okay. Good. I'm glad that percussion layer came in because for a second it sounded a little bit stale right there. I think there's a ride that comes in too. Now it feels like we're creeping towards the ending. Kind of hard to detach and comment on a track that I made. It still feels like the melody section, like that last minute through here was a little too flat, and I feel like that I could do something differently with the melody to make it like an exciting, interesting part of the song instead of feeling just like a placeholder space thing. Could be kind of a spacey track, but that might make it a little low energy. I know that sweep needs to be EQ'd. This isn't finally mixed yet, so there's some high mid stuff in the sweep. And now we're heading out to the outro. And bells and filters and all that. Oh, Paul, okay, so crash risers could be louder. Yeah, I think I might need one more synth or melody layer or something around that mid end point just to keep it from being too much like dub techno chill out. Cool, thanks for the comments. Yeah, crash risers could be louder. That's where I would basically EQ out the high mids and then raise the volume on the riser to get a little more oomph out of it. Speaking of a little more oomph, who's this? It's DJ Waters. Oh my God, everybody!
The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and it kills you.
Well, we're still alive.
Oh, we're still alive.
My victim.
This is not real. It's not real.
How you doing there, Ian? field going on right here.
You should say his name. I dare you.
Don't say that. Candyman.
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 Okay, so you found me.
Solid. You know when you see people going like this? Ooh, this part's cool. I'm putting up the bass EQ right here. That kick drum needs some more thump.
Hey kid, wanna check out my van? I got some candy.
And we're gonna watch the high mids a little bit. That scratchy part. Chow, 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 chow. Freaking ripping it, Ian. Yeah, this kick drum. Make that one bigger.
He's the monster.
What was that rumble in there?
He's the monster.
Is there like an impact, like, is that like a cinematic horror impact, or is that accidental noise? Because I heard some weird flubby kind of low end. Ah, shit.
He's the monster.
Yeah, it needs a little EQ. Oh, right here. Shepard is 240. What sound is that? Going back to 240. Yeah, there's some high frequency stuff in there. It's weird, there's like almost little melodies in here, but not quite. The pulsing stereo field is so cool.
The mirror invites you to summon him.
I'm gonna check mono for a little bit here. That's mono. Huh. Okay, this might be interesting. I'm gonna check mono and stereo. When I went to mono, the left-right signal level went off. And then when I went to stereo, it was balanced again, which means there might be something phasey conflicting. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna start in mono, balance the level so that the stereo mix is exactly left-right equal, and then go to stereo and see if one side is off level. Okay. Yeah, make sure you check your mix in mono so that you don't lose an important sound when it collapses into mono. wanted more voices at the end. Let's check out one of these kick drums here. This one. I'm boosting up the low EQ on that. That kick drum is so beautiful. So I guess that's 2 layers. There's the bottom layer and the top layer.
Hey kid, wanna check out my van? I got some candy.
And right there, watch the EQ in the mid-range.
I got some candy.
Right there around 1K. It's a little bit chirpy, like ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. Just something you can smooth out a little bit to make it more pleasant in the evening hours. Okay. This stuff is so much fun. Seriously, it gets me like, I'm like, dunga, dunga, dunga. Let's hear the intro again. Now that I have my levels in place, I'm just going to go back to the beginning, hear the story.
Candyman. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
We used to say it when I was a little kid, but it was Bloody Mary, not Candyman.
Well, we're still alive.
Watch that low end super rumble.
My victim.
This isn't real. It's not real.
Yeah, good. Where she says,
Well, we're still alive.
it might be in that vocal sample where she goes, "Up, weird, still alive." That sample might have, sometimes vocal samples from movies or something can have tons of bass in there that is just getting in the way. So that was like one little tiny detail you could clean up. Yes, I do still have the boosted low end up. And yes, DJ Waters is getting better and better. Now, I do want to press play on this and hear some more of it, but I'm not going to do it because we got another one. 2 days ago, DJ Waters bringing us through some other adult advice on life. EQ flat.
Cocaine.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
I opened it up and
Cocaine.
Ecstasy.
Same thing, I think. I'm pulling down some of that mid-range. And I put up some of the bass.
LSD.
So, right there, what I just saw was that on 2 tracks in a row, 2 tracks, the mid-range grinding buzz around 1K, 1500 hertz is a little bit bright, and I wanted more thump and kind of oomph on the bottom. So I put up my low shelf EQ, low frequency 60 hertz, 60 hertz about plus 4 dB. And I mean, don't worry about the actual numbers. Just the point is, so Ian, when you're monitoring, I don't know what you're listening to or how your speakers are set up, but your room might be, I think I've seen you with some pretty big powered monitors, but if your monitors are kicking out a lot of bass in the room when you're producing, that might lead you to make your mix a little bit lighter in the bass than it needs to be. So maybe make a mental note to just give your kick drums a little more bass. It shouldn't be hard to do. And then take your mid-range EQ. Overall, take that down a little bit so it doesn't get too bright, you know?
people are doing it.
Shrooms, LSD,
Ecstasy.
Nice, yeah. Going to mono.
It's like traveling.
It's been an incredible journey. Share it with your friends and family.
Share it with your friends and family. Not bad, man. Not bad. These are all very playable, very presentable tracks. In general, I'm finding I need to put a little low end on there and take some of the mid-range down. But basically, you have your whole program together with what you're doing. It's great. Tracks coming together, especially because you have such an audience for it. That really pulls production forward and gives you a place to be like, I want to get this track done right away. So minor mix notes on cocaine, and I think that's going to be done. And I think I'm almost done for today. I'm having a, I feel like I've been standing up for a super long time. So let's, I'm just going to wrap it up with this separate reality update from Growing Out of Minimal. And if you're here watching on the stream, if you have a track that I didn't play yet, let me know, because I do want to play tracks from people who are here, but I'm not going to try and do everything that was new for today, because that's more than I'm up to. Oh, this is a 17-minute jam. Yay. What did you guys do last night? I stayed home. I mixed that version I did yesterday, cleaned up my house a little bit, set out some visions of 2022, get my roadmap going on, and my landlord sent over a bottle of champagne, which was nice, but I didn't even drink it. I guess a lot of people are probably sleeping in their bed or possibly still out. You never know. When I was working in restaurants, there was this one place that said a lot of venues make more money on the first of the year than they do on the New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is all hectic and the bar is crowded and people are just trying to get in and out. But the day after, people go and sit down and order like food and sit and multiple drinks. I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, Mr. Melvis, congratulations, crossing the 38th parallel. No, wrong reference. 38th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. I got a bottle of champagne for you. Too bad it's too far away. That's a good thing to do. So, what is in the roadmap for 2022? Basically, we're going to keep going with all the stuff that works, and I'm going to waste less time on the garbage that didn't work. So the stuff that's working really well is track feedback videos twice a week, and probably that'll go to 3 times a week later as the group grows. And I have some big courses that I've built, like the basic mixing course. I have a new one, another one, Escape the 8-bar loop, that I want to rebuild this year and get up. But one thing, I kind of want an opinion on this. I want to have something that's in between like the big courses and the little free presets. So I'm thinking of making these project packs, which are basically like a mini lesson. So when I do a live workshop and show something about sound design with an instrument, you can download the live project and get a live pack with the synths and the sounds and everything in there. So you can actually like watch the replay and play with the sound. So it's like a session lesson with a video attached, or you could call it a project pack where you get an Ableton Live kit to play with to follow along with the video tutorial. Do you think that sounds like something people would buy? I know you guys are like the core crew, so I'm not just telling you to buy my shit, but you know, if I'm reaching out to new audiences, if they could see it on YouTube and then go to like Gumroad and get a download for like 20 bucks or something, does that sound like a good business model? I would like to have a bunch of small lessons that are available more often, that are quicker to make, fun to play with, and they kind of map the music that I'm working on, so you can get a bunch of different genres and different styles and stuff. And then once people go through some of those, if they want to actually take a formal course on sound design or mixing, there'll be a couple big courses like that. But I'm thinking of like an intermediate step of lessons and fun stuff to play with. You know, we have free presets, right? So at the bottom, there's like free presets, share those, play with those. This would be like kind of like getting a live pack with a preset inside it and a video tutorial that shows you how to use it as a little project pack. Mr. Melvis, good work. Shepherd's 13 years. You guys, look at you. Congratulations. I think Venus is retrograde right now, so even more congratulations. So yeah, and the roadmap. So live videos, weekly workshops with production tips, making little project packs. I'm just right now setting up Patreon and Discord so people can sign up on Patreon and instantly get into Discord with the right permissions on their roles. So that'll be a lot smoother and easier. Mr. Melvis, don't give out all your tricks in the minis. Need a reason to want the bigger lesson. That's a good point, yeah. 28 years, DJ Waters? Woo! Oh. Let me scan forward a little bit on here. Bend. Right, with the groove. Okay, and then I have a question for you basically. I have the option to set up an affiliate link section in the members site, which means when you're a member, you can grab a link to one of the courses, share it to your own network, and if somebody buys something from your link, you could get a commission on the sales. Even if you share a free product, like a free presets, and someone sees the free presets and comes in and buys like a pack of other things or whatever, then you could actually get some of the sale money on that. So is that something anybody's interested in? I haven't set it up yet, and I know people don't want to be spammy promoters or whatever, but if you could help share Mixitecture courses with people or platforms like, places where you think people are interested, would that be something you're interested in doing for like a 40% commission split? Let me know if you're interested in that, because I could set that up, and that might be a fun way to do some promo and outreach and bring new people into the group, kind of for the purpose of just telling them like, hey, here's some cool stuff. I think you're going to like it. Type an answer in that. That would help me a lot to let me know. Well, Mr. Melvis says, set it up and I'll share. All right. Pivclit, if you're listening, this sounds amazing. I'm not going to give like mix notes, but. Shepherd's interested. Okay. It's a kind of a cool thing where you can like promote in your in your own words and just say, like, the most valuable promotion is when you see somebody who says, hey, I bought this car, it was amazing, or I went on vacation to this place, you got to go there, it was great. So if somebody tells someone else like, hey, these Mixitecture lessons are helping me and they're actually worth it, for me that's the best advertising you can get, and I'm more than happy to split the money on the sales if you feel strongly about promoting. Okay. All right, so that's another thing I can set up. It'll take a little bit of setup time and stuff. Oh, and by the way, housekeeping. I broke the site last night. I was moving something around in the firewall, and the courses site doesn't resolve, but there's an emergency one. I guess I'll show you that. I don't know if this is going to matter to anybody. The main link, broken, but there is a backup link that you can use to get in. So if you happen to be looking for it and you can't find out what's going on, Mixitecture VIP. That's my custom domain name is getting moved around a little bit. And I was like, shit, I broke my site. Great. So that's going to get resolved pretty soon. And I'll be able to hook up these new things. Okay, I think that's going to be it for track feedback today. I'm starting to cough a little bit. My voice is getting tired. I need to drink some tea. Epic moment to fade it down. Retired IT. Come on, just give me a C-name record. Come on. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being part of the Track Feedback Crew and hanging out. Like I said at the beginning, I enjoy doing technical tips and production tips and everything, but I think what I really like most is having a place where I can bring a new track and just play it for you guys and say, this is what I made. I love this music. How do you like it? And also to just see other people's new creative ideas explode from out of your head, and we play them for the group. I like seeing people's reactions, and just being there to hear other people's music come to life is super exciting. And then if I can give little things to pull on this part and pull this over here to make it get done faster and sound better, that's what it's all about. I really appreciate you all being here, hanging out, especially coming out on the crust of morning of New Year's. Oh, Paul Robinson, tried promoting your Black Friday deal, got banned for spamming. That happens. I know what you mean. Yeah, that's the line you have to ride, is like how to promote when you're sharing something valuable without just trying to make people buy stuff. So from my side, I can make a lot of teaser modules so that every course has a free thing you can get as a new visitor. So when you come to the site, you can get like the first free video or the first free lesson to learn about the course first. So it's worth your time. And then if you want to buy it, you do or you don't. I think that makes it okay to share the links, because if there's like if you see a post that there's like, you're not going to believe how much muscle you get with this one trick, and then you click on it and there's like, they don't show you the trick, you're supposed to buy this thing. It's like, come on, no. So I try to make every piece of promo have some kind of value that if anybody looks at it, at least they get like a little tiny tip. And then if they want to go deeper, there's like another button to go deeper. That seems to work for sharing into Ableton groups. And then sometimes I share in the groups and I just tell them, admin, can I post this here? Or like requires email for sign up, but it's like a really quality thing. And then they're okay with it. Parrish, is there a Friday session next week? Yes. So it's Saturday. So let's go back into our normal rotation, which means we're going to have track feedback on Wednesday and Saturday, and production tips on Friday. And I'll send out a message on Monday about that with the schedule and the links and all that. Yeah, good night. Good night, Oliver. DJ Waters, what's the link? Where do we find you? Where can we tune in tonight? Is that on Trucks? TRUK, Truck Radio? Drop a link in the chat, please, Ian, so we can find, yeah. This is nice and spacey. I might go back to bed too. Sheppers, yeah, building up the audience. That's what it's all about. I see a lot of people building audiences with just 60-second Instagram reels, where you make a short 1 minute of what the music sounds like and show your studio and then post it to a bunch of hashtags on Instagram. A lot of people are doing that to just connect with new audiences. Yeah, this Goom track is cool. And then in Instagram, if you hook up a link tree in your bio, you can have a link that gives people a lot of options, like your YouTube and your Facebook and whatever else, or your site or your Bandcamp links or Beatport or whatever. We'll see where promo goes this year. DJ Waters, what's the link for your show, man? Because when the track runs out, it's all over. Yeah, this track is cool. I think he added some lead on this, the SH101 or something. Simple and deep. all the way to the end. All right, that's it for track feedback today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. Let's make the best music of our lives and put it out. And I'll see you next time.